Hi guys, this is Jennifer Turner back with EduSeats Toolbox, and today I'm going to show you how to use one of my favorite Google extensions. So this extension is called Copy Down, and what it does is it just copies a formula down whenever you have a Google form going to a Google Sheet. So you're going to start off by building your Google form. And you got to think about what you want in the end. So my secretaries on my campus asked me a while back to help them come up with a way to keep track of the fines easily. And so this is when students don't bring their regular ID with them and they buy a temporary for the day, and sometimes they don't have cash on them to pay for it. And so they just log, all they needed was the ID number. Now eventually they were going to need to have the student's grade level, and they wanted to email the parents, so the parent email and the student's name and how much money total the kids owned, all this information. But I didn't really see the reason for them to spend a lot of time entering that when that information is available in our student information systems. So what I did was I created a very simple Google form. This is literally what it looks like. Temporary ID fines, ID number of students, and the short answer text. One question and that's it. And then for the responses, I have the responses linked to a Google Sheet, which is looks like this. And so it's bringing in two things from the Google form: when it was entered and the ID number of the student. Well, they also want the name of the student, the grade level of the student, how much money the kid owes, their parent email address, and then I added also reply to, which is the secretary that is responsible for that student fine. And so in your student information system, you probably have a way to download a list of your kids with some email addresses. This is the formatting for eSchool when you download parent email or parent contacts in eSchool. But whatever your SIS is, your student information system, you probably have a way to download this. Keep in mind, these names are all made up, emails, everything is made up on here, ID numbers. It just mimics the formatting that you would see. So this would look similar to what you might find in your system. So this might be a list of the students from my campus with their ID number, their grade number, and their parents' email address. And then I might also have the grade level and then the email address of the secretary or the person who is responsible for all communication with parents for that particular grade level or that particular student here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write some formulas. So I'm going to say equals XLOOKUP. And if you want a more in-depth on how to do a lookup, then go ahead and check out my video specifically on V and X lookups. So equals XLOOKUP, I want it to look right here for this ID number that's going to be in that blank. And if it finds it, I want it to come over here to the student email address. And I want it to look right there. And if it finds it, I want you to give me the name. Okay? And then let me plug an ID number in here just so that we can see that I'm doing this correctly. 376882. 376882. Okay, now we've got a name. I also want the grade of the student. So I'm going to do an XLOOKUP again. Look up that ID number. And look for it here. And if you find it, give me that. Okay. Now I'm going to do a find total. So equals count if somewhere in this column you find this, and it's giving me a 1, but this is going to be in dollars, so I'm going to change that over here to dollars. And I want the parent email address equals XLOOKUP. Look for that ID number. If you find it here, oops, all right, equals XLOOKUP. My stuff is off. ID number. And if you find the ID number there, and parent email address, I want you to give me this. There we go. And then the reply to is also going to be an XLOOKUP. So equals XLOOKUP. But this time I'm going to look for the grade level. So if you find the grade level over here on my grade level sheet, give me the secretary's email address. And so now I've written a series of formulas. Now, I could, every single time they enter ID fines, go in and take these formulas and drag and copy them down. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound very fun to me. So what I'm going to do is just change that to an ID number that nobody on my campus has, or it's not in my sample sheet that I made here. And I'm going to use the copy down extension. So I'm going to go to my extensions and copy down. It's listed here because I have it on my other accounts that are linked, but you're going to install it, and we're going to go to that Google, just Google Sheets copy down, and you're looking for the icon that looks like this. And yep, I really do want to install that on my EduSpreets one. Yep, I'm going to let it do all of these things, and I have read that in the past because I have it on my work account already. All right, and yep. Okay, so now copy down is here. So I'm going to go to my copy down settings. You will only have to install the first time. After you've installed the first time, then it's always just going to look like it does right now, which is extensions, copy down settings. I'm going to turn on copy down. Okay. Now it's going to say that the formulas are in row 2. So the name of student, and I'm going to tell it to paste as value, and that way it doesn't have any formulas still in there once it does it. And we're going to save my settings. Okay. Now, let me show you what happens when you put in an I number. So 376882. We're going to submit that form. Let's submit another one, 354004. Submit. Submit another response. 357448, submit. And now you can see that, here's that original one, I can get rid of it, but it's got the formulas here for what I want, and what it did was it automatically put in here, let's change that to dollars, exactly how many it is. Now, let's say that this kid has now had it 2 days, 357448. 357448. We're going to submit him again. It adds him again, and you can see, but now it shows that he owes $2 because they found it twice. So if you want this one to update as well, then in your copy down settings, you need to not say paste as value on that column. So we're going to say not paste as value on that column. Now let's see, 357448. Putting in that exact same kid again. It adds it in, but now it says $3, and if I kept entering that, it would be another one, and it would change to a, my face is like all in the way today. 357448, submit. And see, this one changed to $4 because it's no longer pasted as value. It's a formula in that box, and so it will always update. It's totally up to you what you want. I like to paste as value. It just makes it less confusing for my my secretaries whenever they click on a box, when it has the actual information that's in that box, rather than they click on a box and it's got a long formula in there. So this is copy down. As you can see, it is very handy when you're using a Google form, if there's information that's already in your student information system, to have it just pull it in for you, rather than asking people who are filling out the Google form to have to go through and enter it all manually. It just makes things a lot easier. Also gets rid of typos. You don't have to worry about them having a typo in their parent email address or something like that, because you're pulling it directly from your system. Drop me a comment if you have questions. Also look for another video on a mail merge, which is my other favorite extension, and I'm going to show you how I use copy down with mail merge in order to do some things. So that's it for today. Let me know if you have questions or anything, and I will talk to you guys later.